used to wear turban, his grandfather. When he wears certain color, no one in Quraysh dared to wear the same color. So this they said Taj, the crown. So shows he have very high status out of respect. So no one will match him. So same thing with his father, took over from his grandfather, was also Sayyid, a leader, and one of the elite of Quraysh. And he participated in the battle of Badr with the Kuffar, with Utbah, his brother, and they all died. So Al-As, which is the father of Sa'id, radiallahu anhu, was killed by Ali, radiallahu anhu. So when his father got killed and his uncle, and he was 2 years old only. So the one who sponsored him was Uthman, radiallahu anhu. Uthman, the Khalifa, he was not then Khalifa. Uthman, because he's from Bani Umayyah, close family, and he the one who basically sponsored Sa'id. Just think about what kind of family. Uthman, the third best man in Islam, and he was married to the Prophet ﷺ's daughter. Imagine the environment Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have basically planned for him. So, or decreed for him to live in the most beautiful environment. Uthman and the daughters of Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam and so on. So imagine how much he learned from Uthman and the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam's daughters. So he took Islam, like they say fresh, meaning right there, without a mediator, from the Prophet ﷺ, because the Prophet always there and so on. And he read the Quran and learned the Quran from Uthman. Uthman, which is, they call him in Arabic, Khadin al-Quran. Khadin al-Quran means the one who his heart attached to the Quran. Matter of fact, when he died, when Uthman got killed, he was reading the Quran. And to the last second of his life, he knows that how much he loved the Quran. One of the things about Uthman, we're not going to talk much about Uthman, he made qiyam with the whole Quran in one night when he was in Hajj, radiallahu anhu. So he was his teacher, and when he was, since he was close to the Prophet ﷺ, they said he was his same speech of the Prophet ﷺ. He learned right away fresh from the Prophet ﷺ, and he was one of those people assigned by Uthman to write the Quran. Okay. You could tell when he was young, they said you could tell something, he has special qualities. You could tell this is going to be special in the future right away. One woman, she made the vow. He said, which is a very expensive jacket or a piece of clothes, said, I want to give this one to the most honorable Arab. So they thought, go ahead, give it to Sa'id as the most honorable Arab. Imagine, right away. So he was chosen. So since then, they said the fancy clothes used to be called as Sa'idiyya. Taken after, because his name is Sa'id. So any fancy clothes, there's this Sa'idi. Sa'idi clothes, this means fancy clothes. So, and they were right with their prediction. Sa'id became one of the leaders. So during the time of the Islamic conquest from one country to another, he led the conquest of the place called Tabaristan and Jurjan, which is in Iran nowadays. And he was the wali, meaning the governor or the mayor of the Medina, during the time of Uthman, radiallahu anhu. As Uthman was the Khalifa, and he was the wali, the governor of Medina. But one of the most beautiful characteristics he had, radiallahu anhu, he was, probably you never heard the generosity he had reached. So became to the level of generosity beyond what you can even think. Allah gave him so much money, but not everyone has money, he's generous. So, but Allah gave him, and really he utilized the money in the best way you can even think of. So many stories was mentioned about him, radiallahu anhu. He said in Jum'ah, he used to put the money in little bags, and he have his workers. He used to go give it to the poor, the needy, or the beggars before they ask him. So he didn't want to go to ask him, so they would not humiliate themselves. So right there, before them, before they ask, right away he goes, and they leave with happiness and satisfaction and so on. So he said one of the people that he used to, one of his students, he used to teach Quran, radiallahu anhu, he became poor. So he wasn't able to even attend the class. So she told his wife told him, why don't you ask Sa'id? He gives money to everyone, and he's generous. He will never say no to you. said, no way, I'm not going to humiliate myself, Sa'id, or anyone else. It's hard. It's very hard to ask money from anyone. That's why, subhanAllah, when you see someone in need, give him, offer him the money. Offer the money without him asking you, if you think and you are able to do so. And this man became even more difficult financially. And so then his wife insisted on asking him. Said, ask Sa'id. Sa'id asked him, why didn't you ask him? Then, subhanAllah, he went to Sa'id. He sat and everyone left except for him. So he sat. So Sa'id told Sa'id and his workers and this guy. So he looked at him, he could tell he wants something. He looked at him and said, he didn't ask him anything. He told his worker, leave us. Then left. He said, now, just you and me. Sa'id told this guy. So he didn't say anything. So he turned the lights off. So he would not even be embarrassed to ask. He said, man, he said, Rahimakallah, please, now you didn't see my face, please, you didn't have to be shy. I didn't see you, you could tell me. He said, and he was the Emir. He said, may Allah reward you. Really, we're going through financial difficulty, and I was too shy to ask you. I said, Sa'id, take it easy. Inshallah, in the morning, I will send my workers to you. So he went there in the morning. So the man was sent by Sa'id. He said, the Emir, the prince, Sa'id, he said, give us something to give it to you, but we need someone to help us out with it. So I cannot do it myself. He sent it with one man. He said, I have nobody, just me and my wife. I have nobody. Then he went to his wife, so see, I told her I don't ask him. Probably he gave us some wheat or flour. That's why it's heavy. If it was money, he doesn't need help with the money. So money, he gave me a bag of money, I'm going to know. It must be a flour or some wheat or things like that. So that's why I did not want to go from the beginning with it. She told him, just take it. Even if flour, we need flour, we didn't have flour, so take anything. Said, okay, believe me, if it was money, he would have given it to me. Then he said, whatever he gave you, just take it, please. So he went to the man, to the worker. He found the man was 3 guys with him. He said, I went to the Emir, to the Sa'id, and I told him, you have no one to help me. So he sent 3 men. So he went into his house. He said, each one of them, he said, have 10,000 dirham. So 30,000. He said, give him and leave. He said, the Emir have granted or gifted those to us, subhanAllah. And of course, was a lot of gifts with it to carry the gifts, but with each gift, gave him the gifts and 10,000 of these. So one time, a Bedouin simple man asked Sa'id, he said, can I have 500? He asked him for money. He said, Sa'id, so he told his work, give him 500. So the beggar, he told him 500 dinar or dirham. So dinar is less than the dirham. Dirham is higher. He said, well, I really, I'm sorry, the dinar more than the dirham, less than dirham. He said, I meant dirham, but since you thought as a dinar, you thought could be a dinar, okay, give him 500 dinars. And I think the dinar was 10 times more than dirham, so 10 times more than what it is. So he gave him 500 dinar, and he said, he took the money, and he started, the man crying. He said, a man like this should never die. He said, how the earth will handle to bury a man with this generosity. SubhanAllah. So Sa'id, he had a son's name Amr. Where's Amr? His name's beside Amr Khalid. So he got Amr. So this Amr, he said, don't initiate giving. Do not wait for the people to give you. Don't wait the people to beg and to ask you. I mean, you should go there, approach the people if they need money. So, and always wait for the person to ask you, then basically he's going to humiliate himself, he's going to be embarrassed. Why you want to embarrass the people? Just go ahead and give them. So then he said, if you embarrass the person, if you give him all the money you have, really is meaningless because he humiliated himself. So when Sa'id was about to die, he said, make sure to his children, connect or maintain the ties of kinship with my family, with my friends, and make sure go there, visit him, and give him what I used to give them. Don't stop. He probably have monthly payment. So when the man, because when the man asks for things, it's hard for a man to ask others for things, especially money. And subhanAllah, he said, when you are fulfilling the needs or giving the people, or Allah assigned you to help people out, this is the biggest ni'mah. As a matter of fact, you are in a ni'mah when you are able to help. Imagine Allah could be to have the lower hand to take. This is a ni'mah for Allah. Allah gave you the upper hand to give, and at the same time, you get the reward. The reward comes to you. As the Sahabah, radiallahu anhum, when the man come and ask for help, they said, basically, they're so happy, said, you are more than welcome for the one, welcome and the one who was coming to erase our bad deeds and increase our hasanat. So when he died, radiallahu anhu, so his son, Amr ibn Sa'id, he went to Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan. He was the Khalifa in Damascus in Syria. And he mentioned to him that his father passed away. So Muawiyah started crying so much. They're from Bani Umayyah, and he knows him very well. He said, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. He said, did your father leave any debt? He said, yes. He said, how much is it? He said, 300,000 dirham. He owes some money somehow. He said, Muawiyah, I'll take care of it. He said, no. My father asked me to sell some of his lands. If you want to help, buy his land. So, okay. He said, Muawiyah, I buy the land. So when he came back to Medina, he was running around, said, if my father owes anyone money, come here. I'll be willing to pay him. So a man, he brought some piece of, a small piece of leather written on it, said, your father owes me $20,000, 20,000 dirham. I said, my father? How? My father wouldn't borrow 20,000 dirham. He said, that's what it is. So it's what happened. He said, your father was leaving for example, the city hall nowadays, his office, and I followed him. He said, do you need anything? He said, no, but really, I want to basically, I'll be with you. He said, give me letter, give me like a piece of leather, and a pen, basically. He said, I owe you $20,000. When the season comes, the harvest, the date, whatever, I'll give you 20,000 dirham. That's all. He planned on giving him when he get the dates from the trees, the harvest. So, and he died. So he owes me 20,000. He said, here you go. He gave him the $20,000 dirham as a generous son, as the generous father. هذا والله أعلم. سبحانك